If you're living with Parkinson's and you've said to yourself, I know I should exercise more, but I just can't seem to make it stick, I want you to hear this right away. This is not a willpower problem. This is not a discipline problem, and it's definitely not a character flaw. Today, I'm breaking down 5 Parkinson-specific truths about exercise that actually help people move more, feel less guilty, and stop beating themselves up. And stay tuned to the end because one of these completely changed how I look at exercise on my worst days.
Welcome to Living with Parkinson's. The good, the bad, and the reality. Real talk, real life, real community with Bryce Perry. Let's begin.
Hey everyone, welcome back. If you're new here, I'm Bryce, and I was diagnosed with Parkinson's about 15 years ago. And this channel is where we talk about the real life with Parkinson's, the good, the bad, and the reality. And if this kind of honest, practical conversation helps you, hit the like button and subscribe so you don't miss what's coming next. This whole month is about setting things up the right way for the whole year, not the perfect way, but the right way. And today we're going to talk about exercise. Now, before you click away because I said the word exercise, let me say this really clear. When I say exercise, I'm not talking about gyms. I'm fitness trackers or pushing through pain. With Parkinson's, exercise really means movement that keeps the signal alive between your brain and your body. I actually prefer the word movement, but YouTube seems to love the word exercise, so we'll call it exercise. And then we'll talk about it, what it actually looks like with Parkinson's. Now, if you've ever thought exercise just isn't realistic for me anymore, drop a heart in the comments so I know I'm talking to the right people. Now, I'm going to give you some tips about exercise. So here's tip number 1. Exercise is a brain issue, not a muscle issue. So here's the first truth of the day. Parkinson's exercise challenges are not about strength. They're about dopamine. Dopamine isn't just motivation. It helps the brain initiate movement. So when exercise feels harder, it's not because you don't care. It's because your brain is struggling to press go. So here's the Bryce translation on that. My body wasn't refusing to move. It was only hesitating. I remember sitting on the couch, fully dressed, shoes on, knowing that I should exercise. And I just couldn't start. I wasn't able to get off the couch and start. And the story I told myself was brutal, right? It's like, what's wrong with you? You talk about this online. Why can't you just get up and do this? Now, it wasn't laziness. That was Parkinson's. And once I understood that, the shame started to loosen. And that's what I want for you today. Here's tip number 2. Small exercise still counts. And this one's big. And it's something that I had to learn the hard way. For a long time, if I couldn't exercise the way I used to, I totally skipped it. 100% completely skipped it. All or nothing. And that is a terrible strategy with Parkinson's. Now, I look at exercise differently. 5 minutes counts. 10 minutes counts. Stretching while the kettle boils counts. Small exercise tells your brain, we are still in this game. We are still pushing. And that's the truth. So if you've ever thought, if I can't do it properly, why bother? I'm with you. And I want you to type small counts in the comments. Small counts. And all the short people will like that too. I'm just kidding. Anyway, small counts in the comments because it really, really does. I mean, there's people, and I know them. I know people that can ride their bike for 17 hours. That's an amazing feat. I really wish. So that's amazing. If you can do 17 hours, right on. If you can do an hour, fantastic. But listen, if you can only do 5 minutes, that's okay. Don't beat yourself up. Start with 5 minutes. You'll get there. You'll get to the 17 hours, maybe. Okay, tip number 3. Time exercise with meds, not guilt. Now, this is huge. Most people try to exercise when they feel that they should. With Parkinson's, exercise works best when your meds are working best. Now, that's not weakness, that's strategy. Okay? You have to stop. I had to stop asking, why can't I exercise whenever I want? And I started asking, When does my body give me the best window? Now, that one change made exercise feel possible again. And it is massive. And you hear it all the time. People say, okay, here's what you need to do. You need to exercise at 7 o'clock every morning. It's at 7, between 7 and 8. That's your peak performance time. And that's when you get the most out of it. And that's fine. And I'm not going against that. But what I'm saying is, if 7 a.m. doesn't work with your med time, you're better to do it when your meds are completely at their best form, shape, and form. Which I've explained in previous episodes, is probably around that 90-minute mark. Probably between an hour and 90 minutes after you take your meds, your levodopa, is going to be your optimum time to exercise. Okay, and that's when you want to kind of look at it. All right. How about this? Let's do a quick solo moment. If you're doing this on your own, here's a powerful shift. Stop building exercise routines, and start building anchors. Tie exercise to something that you already do. Okay? After your morning meds, before lunch, after the evening news, right? No motivation's required. It's just a cue. It's a cue to your brain that, oh, wait a second, we just had lunch, or we just finished, for an hour before lunch, and it knows what's coming next. You have to line your body up with that rhythm, right? And you're the only one that's going to tell you, and the only one that's going to be able to set it up. So, as I always say, I don't envy you. I'm proud of you for doing this on your own, and it takes a lot, but you have to self-monitor yourself and be that person. So again, but set it up to a cue so that your body starts knowing the second this happens, right? The second this happens, this is what's going to happen next, which is the exercise. Okay, let's get back to our tips now. Tip number 4, bad exercise days still count. Now, here's something people don't hear enough. Bad days don't erase progress. They're part of it. On bad days, the goal isn't improvement, it's maintenance. Okay? Standing up a few extra times or gentle stretching instead of skipping it entirely. That's not failure. That's adaptation. And if that reframes things for you, drop still counts in the comments below. Because I really want to I want to just park the car here just for a second. Or stay here for 1 second. There are days when my body is just not cooperating. I am stiffer than stiff can be, like a board. And I think to myself, geez, today was the day that I was going to ride my bike for an hour. And I know it's not going to happen. I know it's not going to happen. It's just physically impossible for me today. But instead of just saying I can't do it, I will at least try to get up and I'll move my body like a bike for 5 or 10 minutes. Or I will get on my bike and just go around the block. I don't have to do exactly what I wanted to do to push myself, but I still have to do something. And that's a win. And you need to count that as a win. Okay? Because you know what? We need wins, don't we? How about a big like for that? We need some damn wins. So let's take the wins when we can get them. Okay, well, speaking of wins, that comes now time for Carmen's Care Partner Corner. And here's what my wife Carmen wanted me to share with you today. When exercise becomes harder with Parkinson's, care partners often panic quietly. We notice movement slowing down, routine slipping, and we start worrying about what this means long term. Our instinct is usually to push, remind, or encourage more. But that can actually add pressure instead of support. Again, what helps more is curiosity, asking questions like, what feels harder today? What movement feels the easiest? Or what kind of exercise feels doable right now? Not ideal, but these kind of questions open the door instead of closing it. And a practical tip to think about is to protect exercise windows when medication is working well. Now, that might mean adjusting schedules, running interference with with some other commitments, or simply not adding pressure during off times. And another big one is celebrating effort instead of outcome. And this was a game changer for me and Bryce. When we started to celebrate the effort that was made rather than what happened with the outcome, it was amazing. 10 minutes matters. Stretching mattered. Showing up mattered. Trying mattered. Progress doesn't always look impressive, but it's still progress. Oh, I like that, Carmen. Progress doesn't always look impressive, but it's still progress. And as a bonus treat today, it said bonus treat today for you, Bryce, and for everybody else. Here is my Carmenism for the day. Wow. Here you go. Here's Carmen's Carmenism. Care partners, support the effort, not the expectation. Because expectation creates pressure and effort creates trust. Wow. Thank you, Carmen. You know, that one really matters. It really, really does. Wow, that was really good. I really enjoyed that. And a Carmenism, hey, well, okay, I got to start thinking about the Bryce-ism then to counteract that one. Okay, but let's stop. We still have tip number 5. Okay, and this one is tough, but it's so important. Stop comparing exercise to the old you. Stop comparing exercise to the old you. The version of you before Parkinson's, I call it peace. I call it BP. Right? So my initials are BP, Bryce Perry, but BP is like, before Parkinson's, like BC, BP. Some of you will get that on the way home. This, so what I mean though is the version of you before Parkinson's had a different nervous system. Comparing today's exercise to the past doesn't motivate you. It'll actually exhaust you. Progress now means working with your body, not fighting against it, trying to make it do something it doesn't want to do. I had to grieve the workouts that I used to do before I could respect the movement that I can do now. Now, that's not giving up. That's learning. It really is. So I want to make this real for you. In the comments, finish one of these sentences. The exercise that feels hardest for me right now is, or the movement I'm most afraid of losing is. Now, if you're not ready to type, just leave a heart. And if you want structure, accountability, and people who get this, that's exactly why I built Boot Camp, Parkinson's Boot Camp. And you're not meant to figure this out alone. You're really not. So Boot Camp is starting January 19th. There are some open spots available. Get them before they go away. People are going into the squadron as we speak. It is someplace that I'm telling you, we do an entire entire week on exercise. Getting our mind straight. What's good, what's bad, how to log it, how to track it, how to pick what's right for you and how to even time it around your meds. And there's an entire week of episodes, like learning of videos that you get to watch of me and you, where we talk about timing and how to time your meds around your meals and around exercise. It's just invaluable. I'm just going to say it again. The link is in the description below. There's no pressure here, but man, I would love you to come join me and the others that are now joining up. So with that, now that there's pressure from the Carmenism, here is today's Bryce-ism for you. And I hope you enjoy this one. With Parkinson's, some days exercise looks like a workout. And some days it looks like you're negotiating with your own body like it was a toddler. Well, there you go. That one was for you, and I hope you enjoyed this. I can't wait to see you in the next episode. This is going to be an amazing year for you and me and this community. And until next time, I want you to keep showing up. I want you to keep being real, and I want you to keep doing life today. And I'll see you on the next episode.
Parkinson's may be part of your life, but it doesn't get to define it. Thanks for listening to Living with Parkinson's, the good, the bad, and the reality. If this episode moved you, helped you, or reminded you you're not alone, share it with someone who needs to hear it. Want to go deeper? The Inner Circle is waiting. Monthly Zoom calls, 24/7 community, and a direct line to Bryce. You'll find the link in the show notes. Until next time, keep showing up and keep doing life today.